Ciao guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm shooting a really creative image for Otis Butterby, which is a makeup brand made in London. I'm really happy to see you're enjoying my video, so please keep subscribing to my channel to support me. So to shoot this image, I'm gonna use just one light to keep the most simple set, and also I'm using a white backdrop, as you can see from my back. I have 5 makeup brushes, and this is the structure I'm gonna use to set up the frame. So I'm using 2 metal rods and 1 acrylic block. It's just a clear block, so you can buy on AliExpress, which is very cheap. And also I'm gonna use some white tack to stack all the brushes together. So there is the first brush touching the floor and the other one are flying away, so it's like everything is going up in the frame. It doesn't matter if you're using a white backdrop like that or just in 2 pieces, so one on the floor and one at the back, because I'm gonna cut out the image in Photoshop, so it should be fine. You can use even in the white wall, so it doesn't matter. First thing I'm gonna do now is set up all the brushes together. You can see from the secondary camera what I'm doing to stack them all together. Here you go. So now it's time to set up the camera and the light. As you can see, there is the color checker at the back. I'm gonna use it for the gray card, so I can white balance and also to check the exposure with white and black. So I can show you how I do it. Let's place the camera now. I'm shooting at 50mm today. So this is the light. Let's go very close. There is a reflector at the front with just a diffusion layer. So it's like hard light, but a bit diffused. So let's see, 1/16 of the power. Okay, so now I'm on capture 1. Let me check the exposure, just going to read the lab value. So the white should be around 96 and the black should be around 20. First shot, good one. So let me pick the white balance. Let me check again, it's 97 and 20. Maybe I can reduce the brightness just a bit. And then the highlight, because the top one looks very bright. Okay, so now let's remove the color checker. And I can take a new shot. So this is the frame. What I can do now is check all the brushes. If there is any white tack showing, I don't care, because I can retouch in Photoshop. Just want to have a look about the composition, the focus, everything looks okay. There is a bit of harsh highlight here, but I can just reduce in Photoshop if they bother me. Yeah, I think it looks good. I like it. I'm just gonna take a few options because I want to try to reduce the highlight catching on this brush. So let me try to move a bit towards the front. Yeah, you can see much better now. I don't mind if the logos are not straight to the camera, so there is the one at the top going up a bit. I really like the result. I'm gonna remove the shadow from the bottom and replace with a fake shadow, just a small one, so I want this shot as clean as possible. You can have a look about what I'm doing in Photoshop, so I'm just gonna cut out everything with a pen probably to have the most clean image. And also I'm gonna remove some tack from the brushes and see if there is any dust or scratches to fix. Okay, so we are now in Adobe Photoshop. Let's retouch this image. First of all, I'm gonna create a duplicate of the image, just pressing Command J on the keyboard. So you can see now we have the layer 1, so we always keep as a safe option the original image. We can start first of all with a cutout. I'm gonna use the magic wand tool. You can press W on the keyboard. You can see here the magic wand tool. And the tolerance can be set to 20, I think should be fine. Let's start sampling the gray. So my priority is to cut out all the bristles, because you can see they have a very faded edges. So I don't mind about the handle, it's fine, I can just use the pen tool, but let's start like that. So once I'm done with the selection, I can also select the inner point. I can just invert the selection by pressing Command Shift I. Then I'm launching the Select and Mask tool. So we can now see the image on white, 100% opacity, so we have a look. Then if you select the Refine Edge brush tool, you can just reduce the brush dimension and then paint on the edges of the bristles, like that. So you see now they're much smoother. So I'm gonna do the same for all of them. And this is fine, but let's do it. This one and the last one. So this should be fine. Then I can just shift the edge -20, then smoothing a bit, 10 point, feather 1 pixel, and contrast maybe 10%, like that. I'm just gonna create a layer mask. Okay, so now we can create a background color. Let's create a solid color. So if you press this tool down here, solid color, I think the backdrop would be nice to be 245, so it's an off-white. And then now we can refine all the selection. So I'm just gonna use the pen tool, P on the keyboard, then you start. So if you press and you keep pressing with your pen, you can just choose the direction. So this is how I'm gonna create some curves. So keep practicing with the pencil, because once you got it, it's gonna be super easy. Okay, let's close the selection, and then I'm gonna feather with just 1 pixel. Press enter. So now I'm selecting all the brushes, but I want to select the outside so we can fill the mask with black color. So what I can do again, I can invert the mask, Command Shift I. Now my primary color is black, the secondary is white. So I just can press D to set default. And also if you want to swap them, you can just press X on the keyboard. So if the black is on the secondary position, you can just press Command Backspace. So it's gonna fill the mask with black. So now we have the selection. You can see if I'm pressing Command click on the mask, I can load the selection. And now we can just remove the tag visible and create the fake shadow, and the rest should be fine. So we can refine, for example, the mask just using the brush tools. So black tool erase everything and white brings back the details. Just keep that in mind. Here we go. Let me fix just this part. Okay, so now we can work on the tag. Let's remove it. So I'm gonna load the selection, Command click on the mask, and then I can use the clone stamp tool. I'm gonna create a new layer, and then I just wanna make sure to sample all the layers. So otherwise it won't sample anything. And that's it, I think. We can also fix this part. Here, basically what I can do, I can just create a selection with the pen tool, like that. And then, again, clone stamp tool. There we go. So now we can crop the image, square. Let's add some space around. Let's move everything in the middle. Cool. So now we only have to create the fake shadow. So let's create a new layer. Now I'm gonna press G on the keyboard, which stays for gradient. Let's use our radial gradient, and then let's use black as primary color. So I'm gonna create the gradient, maybe something like that. If you press Command T, you can transform the selection. So I'm just gonna keep pressing Shift so I can squeeze it. Okay, then if we add a layer mask, I can now brush with the black to reduce the shadow on the left and make it more natural. Here is the final image. I'm really happy about how it looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please keep subscribing to my channel to support me. Also leave a comment down below if there is any doubt or any question about this set. And also please hit the like button. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Meanwhile, just keep shooting and being creative. Ciao!